So I've recently been toying with this idea, right, of when you want to change something, what happens when you start to make some traction and people don't necessarily get where you're coming from, right? It can be a little bit discouraging because when you want to do things that are new and different, especially if you're trying to break an old pattern, if time has gone by and you're still not seeing the results that you want to see in your life, and so you try something new and it starts to get a little exciting because things are actually starting to work, right? Then you go and you tell people about it, because naturally when you're excited about something you want to tell people about it. And what happens then? Oh, that's interesting. So why do you do that? Or maybe they don't say anything at all, or they don't seem impressed, right? Or maybe low-key they kind of are a little condescending or looking down on what it is that you're doing. Or something like that, right? Because it doesn't meet the status quo. It's not the same thing as they do to make money. And a lot of people, they settle into these routines where they do the same things, like a regular traditional job to make money, and they make enough and they have a good lifestyle and they're able to impress others and keep up that, keep up appearances, right? Have a nice car that you got a huge payment on, maybe live in a rented, condo or apartment or something like that that's overpriced, right? That you can barely afford, and wear clothes that you shouldn't be buying because you're basically broke, right? After everything is said and done, even if you're making a lot of money. So this is the kind of thing that people do. Like, a lot of people do this, and it's a social thing, because it helps you if you're looking for a partner to be with and you're single, right? To have a lot of money, that's always a plus. If you're trying to be marketable in the world of single people, right? Is that going to get you a true soulmate? I don't really think so. I don't think that's going to get you a soulmate. That's going to get you somebody who's an opportunist or who only wants to deal with somebody if there's something to gain, right? So there's a certain kind of, there's actually an advantage to not having, because then people actually have to decide to deal with you for you and not for what you have or what you can do for them. And sometimes people will do that reluctantly, and it's not the greatest way to start a relationship because in the end, maybe, there's a bit of resentment there or something. But at least you got a real one, right? It's kind of interesting. Like, in my life, I've had different situations and relationships where a relationship will work out to where, you're able to get by and stuff, but there can be some resentment that pops up. And other times you might get into a relationship with somebody who is willing to be with you because you're in a good place in your life, and then lo and behold, things change and suddenly you're not in that relationship anymore. Surprise. It's kind of, things can happen either way. There's no perfect way to go about things, is there? But it is good to be authentic. A lot of times it can lead to lasting developments in your life that are really, really useful. Like in my life, I did the private investigator thing when I first got down to South Florida. And I'm glad that I did that because it's been a holdover during times when I haven't had enough money. Teaching, it's another thing I did several years back. I'm really glad I started doing because now I'm able to make way more than I was able to make previously. And I'm able to do so consistently, and all these things, any kind of creative work that I do, musician type of stuff, it all works, But that's the beauty of the whole thing, is that it's not one thing or another, like right now I just got a message about going to go set up for my church gig that I play, and I was going to tell them no, and then I just realized, I'm like, you know what, no, let me continue to put in deposits where it counts, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't necessarily feel like going and setting up for that, but I'm going to do that right now. So I'll go ahead and end this on that, and food for thought, and let me know what you think.